Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, sharpshooters. My name is Deadshot, host of Warframe Mornings over on Twitch. And today we're going to be doing kind of a different kind of video where I'm going to actually be building and experimenting with the new Warframe that has just released, aka Follie here. And my stick drift is really bad, so you're going to have to mind me on that. And so I just figure I would go through the process of what I would do when it comes to modding and trying to build a Warframe that I haven't used, haven't played yet, along with the weapon as well. We're going to be using the Engauss, the weapon that came with Follie as well. So we're going to be building the weapon, building Follie, and kind of going through the thought processes that go into it and go into building each. So that way, if you're struggling and you're somebody who uses the auto mod feature a lot and you're trying to move away from that, hopefully this will kind of help you out a little bit. So we're going to start out, we're going to unlock that Exilus slot. We are going to give her some mod capacity so that way we have some room to work. And we are going to start out with the aura mod. We are given a Vazarin polarity. I believe that's correct, right? Vazarin. Yep, Vazarin polarity. Okay. For our aura, so we're gonna have to stick within that. We could use rejuvenation. We could use physique. We could use shepherd, which is hilarious. We're not gonna use shepherd, obviously. Dreamer's bond's kind of free. Don't know how I feel about using that. Could use combat discipline. Combat discipline could be a good choice. You know what? We will do combat discipline. Do a quick read of her abilities. I can't remember if she can self-heal, but you know what? We'll have that sorted out either way. Abilities: coat enemies in ink, slows their move by 50% for a few seconds. Affected enemies have a 20% chance to drop health and energy orbs. Okay, all right, so combat discipline is working so far. Drop through an inky frame and emerge invulnerable at the aim location, and a splash of ink that inflicts an ink blot. The shadow graph, which allows you to basically pop up a lot of tools. Self-portrait, this is her kind of effigy. Draw an ink effigy to absorb the damage dealt to Follie and allies below. A pool of ink spreads ink blot. Kill enemies inside the pool to grow Follie's effigy and its ink bottle. Okay. Damage reduction up to 35%. Duration per kill 3 seconds. Pardon me, I was drinking coffee. And then Plein Air. Tie down there. This is like the balloon ability, which can deal a lot of damage. Okay. All right. So we're gonna throw blind rage on there because that's just kind of a bread and butter mod. We're gonna use flow because that's a bread and butter mod. God, this stick drift is bad. Throw on equilibrium. We're gonna throw on primed flow. Sorry, not primed flow. Primed continuity. To go with combat discipline, we're gonna rock Arcane Avenger, and we are going to rock. Where are you? Molt augmented, because that's an extra 60% ability strength. So we're gonna be repping about 259% ability strength. We've got a Vazarin polarity there, so we're gonna pick our tanking mod. So I can choose shield capacity, which I can see that we've got a low shield capacity of 225. Not phenomenal. So using primed redirection feels like that might be a bit of a bit pointless. So it's gonna give us somewhere around 600 shields. Yeah, 630 makes perfect sense. So the other things that we could rock would be like catalyzing shields if we want to do more of a shield gate build, which is an option. We could do adaptation, which I mean it would stack with some of the other damage reduction that we got going on here. We could rep rolling guard, which I feel like is a half decent idea, as rolling guard will give us status cleansing. And that invulnerability, but more importantly the status cleansing, because I feel like we might be able to work around taking a hit, but I don't know how much we can work around that status cleansing part. So, and what it would probably take would be doing something like an aura forma or omniforma here. so that way I could use a better variety of polarities. Hell, I might even swap that out for a Naramon polarity so that I could do corrosive projection, which isn't a half bad idea either. So that might be something that I do. Let's see here, we got 17 capacity left, so we got to put on the most important mod in the game, Prime Sure-Footed. I think that will basically wrap up building Follie for now until I can slap in a couple of formas, right? 'Cause we got some expensive mods in there. 2 at 16 capacity with Prime Sure-Footed and Blind Rage, very expensive there. And then you're taking up another 28 with Prime Continuity and Equilibrium, so it's very expensive. Only slapping a good few mods on there, but with these few mods, this should give us some solid survivability and good use of our abilities while we're trying to level and unlock them. So hopefully that'll work for a decent starting point for Follie. And now we're going to look at the end house and take a look at what our potential is here, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to unlock this, which I don't have any primary arcane adapters. That is embarrassing. I guess I'll have to go fix that at some point. So we're gonna skip that for now. We're gonna skip that for now because I don't have one of these either, right? Which is kind of unfortunate, but whatever. Not the end of the world. I think the only thing that I would put in there right now would probably be Prime Stabilizer anyways. But for now, we're gonna look at throwing in Amalgam Serration, because I like having that extra sprint speed as a utility, because I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna use this gun yet. I can see we're rocking 16% critical chance, so pretty low. There's ways I can boost that. I can boost it pretty high, but it's not really going to be worth it. Well, it might actually very well be worth it with that 3 times critical damage modifier. That's pretty high, which is pretty good. And then 32% status chance. Not bad, really high there, so we might be able to take advantage of that in some way. We're also going to hit this with a catalyst. Give me some capacity to work with. We will throw on aptitude because that's going to give us direct damage and increase that status chance. So now we're rocking 57.6, which is pretty good. We've already got corrosive, so we could do some fun things. We could throw on hammer shot, get some extra stuff out of that, some good crit damage and status chance. That's going to put us up to 80%, which is really nice. So we'll kind of stick with that status idea. Throw all that together, and then what's our mag capacity? 60. You know, we'll throw on magnetic capacity because this will give us magnetic damage, although that's not really what I want, is it? I would want fire, and so I want blast basically. I could do blast. See, now I'm thinking synergies, right? So if I do blast, that also gives me the capability to then turn around and put Zada's Whisper onto Follie and synergize blast with Zada's Whisper and get lots of damage out of that. So let's kind of work with that idea. We're gonna work with thermite rounds and rhyme rounds. So it gives 120% status chance. With a 60% chance to proc blast. So that's not too bad. That in the way, like, okay, so let's entertain myself. What if I was to... I've only got 8 capacity though, so I really can't do a whole fuck of anything. You know what? That's okay. We'll stick with that for now. The reason being is because I have a plan for that. So real quick, just to turn around and also claim my daily login reward. We're going to pop into a relay. I'm going to grab myself that adapter. Drop a blessing so that I have a little bit more affinity gain. And then we'll get to leveling, and I plan to level in a couple of different ways. We're going to start with relics because I can't start with ESO. And then maybe hit some ESO I don't think it'll go very well because most people like to try and leave by like round fucking 2. So that's not fun, and that's not very conducive to leveling quickly. So we'll see how it pans out. I might just end up doing relics for the entire time. I really don't want to do that. I would prefer to spend more time doing like ESO, but whatever. Okay, first things first, downstairs. And I'll probably fashion Foley after the first Forma. That way I just have all the color spots to work with. Alright, Teshin, honors. Don't have a whole hell of a lot of steel essence, but we can get a few. What are they asking for in chat? Affinity blessing? You know what? I got you. I'm doing that anyways. And boom. Your wish is my command, sir. All right, and we are out of here.
Hunter, you exceed
And
expectations.
get a resource booster. Look at that. All the boosters. All the boosters active. All right, so let's hit up some good old steel path relics. Please let there be alchemy. No, just void cascade. Okay. All right, fine. Alchemy and non-steel path. No. Ugh. Fuck, pardon me. We get survival, which is gross. But we can start going for why don't we aim for Veruna Prime? Hell yeah, we'll do that. Veruna, because like I said, I bought a bunch of relics from Tashin, so we'll see how this goes. We'll do 2 N19s Radiant. We'll see how that goes. See if we can pull the Veruna Prime chassis. See what 10 minutes takes us. See what 10 minutes does for us. So right now we're gonna spend some time just kind of feeling out Foley, seeing what she's like, seeing how the abilities work, how they synergize together, and slowly kind of locate which ability we think would be swapped off the best. And then I might exercise that idea of swapping on Zada's Whisper, because Zada's Whisper is just a very reliable skill, and it works very well with blast builds. I also meant to do some extra modding, but it's fine. Okay, I see. That's just a teleport, basically. What's our damage like? That's pretty solid, actually. Like, realistically, that's... Don't die. Range is a bit of an issue, though. I should have gotten me a weapon adapter going before this, but it's fine.
To open a relic. Don't forget the reactant. You need more to open that relic.
So I got a few formas. We will throw a couple of formas into Foley. This is going to be, like I said, a longer format video. It's probably going to end up being closer to an hour, maybe 90 minutes. So if you do stick around for the whole thing, I really do appreciate you for watching this video for that long and telling YouTube that, hey, yes, this guy is entertaining. Somebody's already down. That's it. I should be surprised, but he recovered while being revived. You're a jerk. Don't do those things. You don't do those things to people. That's mean. Alright, so we're already being able to take advantage of that health going, or the energy going up.
You're made
have stronger stuff than me.
All right, arc trap, explosive barrel. Those are what we get. Okay, gotcha. Scathing whisper. I'm not gonna bother with that.
Listen, it's not you. It's wearing your skin, but it's not you. Kill it.
Definitely some multi-shot would benefit this gun. And I know I didn't mod for any, but we got a couple of mod slots left that we can utilize for that.
Understand?
What's that reload speed? That reload speed is questionable.
You found it. Kill it fast. I told you not to mess.
And just kind of smacks though.
I'm glad you're okay.
Like thinking about it, like look at this. And then once they get below half health, it like really starts to ramp up the damage, which is kind of obviously its a passive ability or its unique trait, if you will. So that kind of does some work.
Looks like you could use a bit of life support.
But with combat discipline and Arcane Avenger, we're getting some good crit rate. So it's making the potential for a crit build on the end coast being pretty high, especially because it's that high crit. So we could exercise the idea of going for a headshot build potentially. Very low potential of that, granted, but there's potential of it. Did you see that headshot? What was that? What was even that headshot? That was some pretty good damage. It hits pretty hard. Okay. This is with a single serration mod, not even the best serration mod, just the serration. Sorry, serration with 155% damage bonus. And so, like, okay, so we're definitely capable of hitting red crits with the end house, which is pretty interesting. Oh god, who's got all the frickin' reactant, man? Also has an increase health. Interesting. Would definitely like some fucking react in here. Game, deliver. No, maybe if I can find the other two. I'm not gonna get there fast enough. Nobody's gonna crack their relic because everybody's off in fucking 8 different goddamn places.
Ooh, look what this fish just caught. You keep fighting, and I'll keep finding. You can come home now. No need to be a hero on my account. Unless, of course,
Because nobody got their relic cracked because of everybody being off in 10 different fucking directions. Like it's wild. Yeah, for everybody out there who's wondering, yeah, like please, I don't care how much you can or cannot play the game. Please, for the love of God, stay as a group when you're doing relic missions, because this is fucking ridiculous. Look at how far spread everybody is. It's ridiculous. We need to not be so spread out because nobody cracks a relic that way. You know, like, stay as a team. You're a team for a reason. If you wanted to do solo stuff, you should have come in here and put it on solo. You know, like, let's stay as a group and do things, because I now bet you that this Uriel is the one getting all the spawns. It just took a second. Okay. I'm okay with that. I could take a second. It's all good. Okay, and yeah, you can only have one statue active at a time, which is fair. Yeah, I feel like I should have magnetic damage just for Overguard. The Overguard's a pain in the ass. Whoops. And it is weak to magnetic, so I mean, it's an idea. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Ouchie. They caused me the pain. Die faster, 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 die faster. Close enough. Been a while ago. Alright, that's 6 now. But at least now we stand a chance at cracking open the relic compared to before. But yeah, we definitely need to mod in some more damage to make this thing more broken, because this isn't even steel path yet, and it's already... It's still not doing the greatest amounts of damage. It definitely needs more of a weapons platform to do more. And I think it has high potential to be something worth reckoning.
Open the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
No! I didn't mean to do that, but whatever.
Breathe well, Tenno.
But at least we got a relic open this time, which is lovely. We love that for us. Does this wheel change at all? Nope. How about fuck off? Now I can balloon you bitches. That's a person.
I do not think the murmur will wish this to you.
Alrighty, we love to see it. We love to see it. All right, we'll take another crack at it, and then we'll kind of move on to a different relic for maybe, you know, a few more minutes. I was really hoping for alchemy, but whatever. I have a feeling somebody didn't like being told to group up, but whatever. It's his own issue. But like, seriously, it shouldn't be a random concept. Right? Everyone's got the same goal at the end. And yeah, I get it that, you know, most of the fun of this game is, you know, killing shit en masse. Right? But when you're doing relics and everyone's kind of relying on each other to achieve the same goal, don't be the guy that causes everybody to not achieve that goal. Right? And by running into random rooms, and not, I shouldn't just say random, but running into rooms that are far away, right? Running 2-3 rooms over, and trying to think that, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a badass over here on my own. First of all, if you go down, you're super annoying because now I've got to run to a different room to revive you. So that cuts into your bleed out time, which is not fun. So if you're hoping to get a revive, you've got to be close in order to get that revive, right? And then there's the fact that enemies will spawn in a more condensed fashion, right, when you're together as a group. Right, so if they're spawning together, it's more likely that they will transform into their corrupted versions in bigger quantities. Oh, this is not the way to go. I should have just followed the way to extraction, but whatever. Okay, well, the Octavia is fucking back at least, so I mean, I don't know. I'm okay with this. All the enemies don't fucking go to the one dude extracting, and he extracts quickly. I feel like these guys are gonna prevent me from fucking cracking open this relic too, which is like super fucking annoying. Okay, you know what? Fuck this. I guess I'm out of here too. Because there's some things I want to try doing. Wild. We got to level 12, so I mean we won't be max rank when we jump out, but we'll be fine. It'll be fine. Why is the extraction timer not fucking triggered? Oh my lord. This is gonna fucking go horribly, isn't it?
The relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
Sending another capsule? It's no grown trees, you know. I shall put this one on the pile.
Oh.
We're going to need a bigger.
Well, I guess we did collect all the reactants anyways. Huh. That's hilarious. I would pull that without pulling a Varuna Prime piece. Or whatever.
Another job well executed.
Alright, that left us at rank 19 and 23 respectively.
A new day dawns. Let us to work.
Alright, let's get out of here.
There's so much gold in here. Let's pretend we're royalty.
Alright, do I have
Princess Aoi, your
shards? I do have shards. We're gonna start with one yellow shard for casting speed. We are gonna do 2 greens for corrosive stacks. And then we're gonna do 1 for ability strength. And the second one is gonna be reserved for my next yellow amber shard, or my next amber shard. Because 2 for casting speed, always. Pretty much every frame I have is 2 yellow shards for casting speed. All right, now for the end Gauss. Let's throw some more beef at it. So we're gonna start. I had an idea, but the problem is it technically doesn't work. Okay. Versus Blight, 1.8 multi-shot, 3.6 critical damage versus 2.2 multi-shot and 3 critical damage. Okay, we'll go Frostbite because you get more multi-shot out of it. And then we're gonna remove Hammer Shot and replace that with Chamber. And that should net us much higher damage. And then we'll do that. So we'll stick to that configuration, right? Dealing cold and corrosive, right? And then we will add magnetic capacity, right? Which will reduce how much we have to reload, because that reload is atrocious. Yeah, 2.2 seconds. Wild. And overall, this this should technically net higher damage, right? And this is where I say that it's a less a numbers game and more a multiplayer game, right? Because here I'm playing with the multiplier of multi-shot, right? More multi-shot means technically more projectiles dealing the same amount of damage to the same target, right? And then one of the next things I'm going to play with once I have the opportunity to do so is going to be fire rate, right? So we're gonna throw on like spring-loaded chamber or something. Oh Jesus Christ, that moved quickly. Or speed trigger. We could do fervor, right? We can do spring-loaded. Maybe not spring-loaded, but you know. All right, now let's read over this unique trait proper. Alt fire sprays ink that will stain enemies. Shooting ink stained foes with the ink house draws ink back into the weapon to reload and dissolves enemies when their health drops below 35. When wielded by Follie, Follies are also infected with ink blot. Okay. All right, so let's go with that for now. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, pardon me. All right. Well, since the next thing that we're going to be doing is just farming for traces anyways, we're just going to jump and do this basically. See if I can get a Cedo Prime blueprint. I could use a full set.
These are worthy foes. Underestimate them at your peril.
Void Fishers. You need them to open a relic, but are you confident you can withstand their fury? A Fisher. Defend yourself and use reactant to open relics.
Yeah, okay. That.
Corrupted foes are dropping reactant. Use it to crack open a relic.
And then what we can also then utilize too is Shivering Contagion, right? Because we'll be cracking cold. That's all right. We need to utilize the alt fire a little bit more, I think. See how much extra damage that deals. Yeah. Oh wow. Was that a 1 damage tier 5 crit? Did I just fucking see that correctly? Was that a 1 damage tier 5 crit? Absolutely fucking wild. I feel like that's crazier than seeing a negative 2 billion. What? A 1 tier 5 crit. That was 2 exclamation marks. And it did 1 damage. Absolute craziness. Yeah, so with utilizing the alt fire of this weapon, it seems to be dealing quite a bit more damage.
That's it.
Yeah, the DPS is much different on it now.
And we'll take a look inside.
Okay. Well, so far it's seeming like. Let me read at that ability again, because am I not understanding? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the whole thing is that this makes you invulnerable. So that's going to give you status cleansing. Okay. So then we probably would be safe then to rock adaptation instead of rolling guard. That's basically what that's telling me. Okay, now this is leveled up and now we can do things. Well, spirit, launch pad, universal ammo. Let's cast out a lock surge real quick. Oh yeah, that's overpowered. And then it did over 1 million damage on the red crits now. So I think that we've achieved a better DPS. Yeah, it's killing so much faster now. Good to see. We'd love to see that. Look at it strip away that overguard. We're working up some pretty crazy DPS numbers. I love it.
Extraction is ready. Unless you can handle more of the enemy.
Okay, you can activate the lock surge, I think like every 7 minutes. I think that's what I saw there. Oh, hey, we'll take the Equinox Pioneer Optics. That's a find. Good.
Keep fighting. Another opportunity to extract will appear soon.
What else we got here? We got Amphors, we got a Death Orb, we've got the Thermian. Okay. The Lost Spirit. It's not where I want that. I want that more like right there. That's where a lot of death seems to happen. I just kind of wish that with the alt fire that it did viral, but that would be too easy. Considering what it already does, like, yeah, that would just be too easy. Talk about a bit of a nuke there. Amazing. Absolutely stunning stuff. Although I have no idea what that did, so we're gonna switch off of that. Back to the explosive barrel. Drop an explosive barrel on these guys. That did hilarious things. Okay. So this thing already does like a lot of extra headshot work. Like, look at that. Look at that! Pulling out tier 5 crits on 16% crit chance, by the way. And pulling out 2 million damage. So wild. Wild. Get out of here, Malice. Holy fuck. Okay, that does some work, yo. That does some work. Okay. I love it. I love it. On the bright side, we're also going to be hitting our first Forma post this. So we'll start seeing a little bit more work out of Foley. $29. I mean, we could call it here realistically, but and you know what? We're gonna call it here.
Reinforcements available. Do you choose to leave now or continue fighting?
Ooh, I'll take that. That's a pull. You know what? Everyone's gonna keep. Okay.
It is done, Tenno.
Interesting. I don't know why that worked out the way that it did, but I'll take it, I guess. Okay. I really hate this extra, like, ink blots on her. Can I get rid of that, maybe? Attachments. No, annoying. Oh, she could have removed those. Those look gross. They look gross. Okay. All right, now that you're max rank, now we're gonna throw our first forma into here, and we are going to start actually up here with a Vazarin polarity for prime sure-footed. And I did say that we don't need rolling guard, so we're gonna swap that with adaptation, because that's gonna be rude. And now we have 9 extra capacity to work with, so this is where we start to have options. We don't have any form of augments for her yet, so we can't take advantage of the 9 capacity in that way. So we'll see what else we got going on here. Yeah, I don't see why range would be a bad idea unless there was something else I wanted to do. I don't think so. I do want to swap from the combat discipline Arcane Avengers situation, but I might not because it is working really well with the Adkaus right now. Yeah, okay, I'll leave it at that for now. All right, Adkaus, you are getting split chamber modified. Boom. All right. Oh, sorry, my knee's killing me. Okay, so now it gives us another 9 that we can work with. Still doing the status damage because that still matters. Could do a Bane mod at this point, but I think I wanted to do fire rate. So I could do fire rate, or I could do shivering contagion, which the Enkaus does not have very much AoE. So I think I'm gonna opt on the side of contagion for now, as this will be a huge increase to our DPS. And then for Exilus, we should also have Sinister Reach as an option. So I will probably end up putting on Sinister Reach real quick. I'm just gonna build an Exilus weapon adapter because I do have one available, and they're super cheap to build. I just wish I built one earlier. I kind of didn't realize I didn't have one. Kind of didn't flew into it, I guess. But now those are both back to being level 0. And now we're gonna try hitting up yeah, fuck it. We'll do ESO. I don't necessarily see this going well per se. I still have a feeling that people are gonna leave, like, you know, halfway through. If not, you know, less than that. But whatever, it's fine. Jump in and immediately fucking level up. Gotta love ESO. Enkaus already level 4. I see now it's killing the level 60, 70s much quicker.
Disabled that ability.
Wow. You would disable that ability, but then again, I did use it quite a bit, so.
Enter the conduit now.
Yeah, I'll check out the rest of the wheel to see if there's anything useful for ESO, but there isn't, so we're just gonna keep going. Didn't realize this song's not part of my playlist yet, which is kind of depressing.
If it's useful, do it.
I have gathered enough data on that ability. Use another tactic. A new data conduit is open. Our experience moves to a new zone.
Didn't realize I joined a game so late.
Try a different ability.
Isn't necessarily a bad thing, but didn't realize. This game was like, I joined pretty much at the end of the first rotation. I did not realize, but I'm okay with that. Rid of all that overguard. Absolutely strip them apart. Woo. Back up this way. There we go. That's how you line up that attack a little bit better.
I have disabled it for now.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I take that as kind of like the same as disabling a weapon, you know, like your primary or secondary weapon or whatever for how often you use it. Which I still think is a ridiculous thought, but, you know, come on. I guess that's what makes it elite sanctuary onslaught, right?
I have opened a new data conduit. Proceed immediately. Do you think me as saddest that I enjoy this suffering? Irrelevant. Focus on your task.
Oh, that. You think I enjoy this? Focus on your task.
Your reliance on that ability is skewing.
I bet you I'm gonna be alone by this point. Like,
For now.
how it goes. Yeah, one. Is Dante still with me? Yeah, actually. Oh man, so much is happening and Foley is just simply not fucking dying to any of it. Adaptation was definitely the fucking play. Look at this. It's an absolute unkillable fucking force. Probably. We'd love to see it. Get out of here. There is Leech XMI.
Words coming in of so many of you being your best selves. Nora is just beside herself with admiration.
Just being able to drop a barrel on people, I think is fucking hilarious.
Try a different ability. Data conduit is open. Go now.
Let's just see just how far we can take this. I mean, we still got 98% fucking efficiency. Like, good God, come on, we can keep going this. Come on, homie, let's keep it going. I could definitely respect the power that the end couch brings. It's actually kind of wild. Rid of this leech XMI. Oh, not the direction I wanted to bullet jump. I wanted to go here. Do that, and then do that, and then annihilate the Jade XMI, which is causing me issues. And just do some annihilating over here. Fire off that alt fire, see if I can get some kills and not need to reload it. Never mind, we're reloading it anyways. Come on. Come on. Whittle it down. Okay, I can't be focusing on that. Like, come on.
I have gathered enough data on that ability. Use another.
You know what? You can disable it all you want. It's my armor strip, so you can go away. Nothing.
Go now.
Minus a relic that I might put some use to, but we'll see.
Feel it now?
That is homie still with me.
You are generating useful data, Hunter.
Where's the lock surge? Where's the lock surge? Where's the lock surge? I'm not even doing slash! Ugh. Fire out that. Collect the muffin to that. Now I wonder if Firestorm would have any effect on that ink pool that the end count spawns. Probably does, doesn't it? Come on, kill faster, Renco's. Let's do it. Because we need some fucking efficiency.
A new data conduit is open. Our experiment moves to a new zone.
I think I'm only gonna be able to get so far as the second form I hear. I think we might have to bring it close to an end on the video just to Preserve time a little. We're doing okay. Okay, this is when I'm gonna bring up the bad touch, and I'm just gonna fucking nuke shit because we need this efficiency to go up.
Efficiency is failing. I need more conflict.
We did it, and I got nothing.
Hurry, Hunter. The conduit is closing fast. Hunter, the sanctuary will go on without you.
All right, so what's the next format going to entail for us? Let's take a look. Okay, the next one is gonna go over top of Equilibrium. Whoa, that's not the polarity we need, and actually it's gonna go over Blind Rage, so that technically was the polarity that we needed. Okay, Blind Rage. Now it's probably gonna take me 2, 3, possibly 4 more formas to fully build Follie and get a full idea of what's going on here, but so far solid start. Very interesting frame to play. We've still got 2 more mod slots to eat up, but with 8 capacity I don't really have a mod that's going to take up that spot. I mean, like, I could throw in an augur mod or something like that. Like, I could do secrets, I could do message for more duration. Pardon me. Yeah, but like using one of these would be just using a mod for the sake of using a mod, which we could do, right? Like you can throw on augur secrets, that'll give us 38% ability strength, which is solid. Or you can throw on augur message and go up to like 280% duration, which also is not too bad. But duration on it actually is not that bad, and then with this you can get up to another 90% damage reduction. So yeah, I can see how that stacks pretty good there. So lots of damage reduction between those two as it is anyways. Corrosive doesn't matter because continuity. applies corrosive itself anyways, so it doesn't matter. Toxic, corrosive. Everything she does corrosive, so yeah, it makes sense to have the 2 green shards. Yeah, okay. Alright, I just gotta confirm some things in my head here, just thinking about it. Right, we're gonna polarize aptitude. So we're gonna give that the good old Vazarin polarity. Alright. I expressed the idea of using Prime Shred. The idea of using Firestorm. I could also express the idea of, instead of Rhyme rounds, I could use Cryo rounds. The only reason why I won't do that is because Rhyme rounds also comes with that 60% status chance. Which is kind of important and kind of ties into the build a little bit. If I could get more status chance without adding another element, I would. But I can't use aptitude. I mean, like, I can add that hammer shot back, but it's just simply not gonna serve the purpose that I needed to, per se. We talked about doing fire rate, right? But yeah, this is what I have to figure out. I'm liking the damage on it so far. I'm liking it as a status weapon, right? So kind of how I picked that out, obviously, was based on its higher status chance over critical chance. So we're just kind of building it based on that. So building it closer to how I've built the energy cannon, aka the Tenet Glaxion. Doing that cold. We're gonna give it some range. That's not gonna take up very much capacity. So once that Exilus weapon adapter is done cooking, it's gonna go into that spot. We're gonna be putting in Sinister Reach, which will then give a 3 drain. So I'm not too worried about that. Then we'll have that last spot there in need of something. And then to like increase the damage, I could potentially still use cryo rounds. That would still give me a higher damage. And then real quick, 8 meters of range, so plus Firestorm. Let me quickly. Uh, 8 plus. So that would give its radial 11 meters. 11.5 meters. So that's only a 3.5 meter improvement. So I don't think it's worth it to use Firestorm. Primary acuity doesn't seem like a half bad idea considering of what it can do, but I'm liking the multi-shot build a little bit more. This is seeming to cook quite hard. Right, you got magnetic to strip apart the overguard, got corrosive to help strip armor with the 2 green Archon shards on Follie, and then you've got cold to stop their movement. Got lots of survivability. So yeah, so far this is shaping up to be a really solid build. And once I have everything kind of solidified, I will do a full build showcase on both the Encaus and Follie. Once I have all of these mod slots between the Encaus and Follie filled up, and once I have this last Archon shard spot filled up, and then we will do a build video, and we will fully digest the capabilities of Follie. But for now, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel to see more coming up, and leave a like and a comment on the video to let the algorithm know that people are enjoying the video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Probably going to be a build showcase once I figure out what that build showcase is going to be on a build that I actually have finalized with proper survivability and proper damage. I just haven't had a new build that I've been wanting to showcase for a few weeks. So hopefully I'll come up with something creative and new here shortly. Just been kind of doing my own battles here. But for now, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.